And I'm going to do slightly more relaxing class tonight, so a bit more of a restorative feel to it. So it's more about letting yourself drop down into resting and relaxation rather than pushing yourself into a deep stretch. So just make sure you've got loads of stuff that's nice and comfortable, like pillows, extra blankets. You might want an eye pillow as well for the end, because I'm going to do a slightly longer meditation Shavasana at the end, so probably about 20 minutes long. So you just want to make sure that you're warm enough when we go towards the end of class. So we're going to come straight into our first shape. We're going to come into bridge for the first posture. So you can either work with a bolster or like a couple of stacked pillows or cushions, or if you want to add a little bit more height, you can maybe grab some books or some blocks. If you've got these blocks, just stack 2 or 1 if that's a little bit too high for you. I'm going to be here for about 3 minutes, so we can just roll down, come through semi-supine, grab the bricks or block, and then we just want to lift the hips up, roll up through the spine, push into the arms, and then we can move the brick or bolster just underneath the tailbone. And then feel that you're nice and supported, so that the whole pelvis feels like it's rested. You might want to roll just a little bit side to side, especially if you're on a bolster or cushion. Just let yourself really settle nicely into the space. And then you can stretch your arms either down beside your hips, palms up or down, or if it feels nice, you can take your arms out to the side or overhead. So wherever feels good for you to rest, just let yourself come into that space and just take a moment to settle into the shape. And if it feels good, just closing through the eyes. Starting to tune into the breath. So as we're in more of a back bend shape, the breath's going to be slightly higher up, more into the upper chest. So allow the breath to really flood through the heart space, through the rib cage, even to the back of the heart. So a nice deep breath into the heart space. Feel that elongation through the back of the neck. This is going to prep us for a pose we're doing later. So just focus on getting as much space and length through the spine as you can. So as we're working through the theme of resting, reflection and integration, allowing ourselves to draw our reserves, our energy back inward. Try to really allow all outside external influences or sounds, anything going on in your surroundings to become like a background noise, like a background energy. I can imagine if the telly was on, and you can just let it drift into the background. And start to visualize or even just feel all of your energy drawing back into you, back to your center point, your navel. And as you inhale, you're calling your energy all the way back to you. And on your exhales, you're really letting go of anything that's not yours, anything that's not serving, anything that's weighing you down. And again, always use the breath in a way that feels really nourishing for you. So it could be a nice deep breath. Maybe Ujjayi will help you. Maybe just belly breathing. Maybe a smooth and silent breath, or any yawns, sighs, anything that will help. We're just taking 2 more rounds of breath here in bridge. And then if your arms are out to the side, just bring them down beside your hips again. We're going to gently push into the feet, lift your hips a little bit higher, And then slide anything that's underneath you out to the side. And slowly as you can, let yourself roll down to the mat. Just pausing here, semi-supine, feet on the floor, knees bent. Let your body assimilate, receive the shape. Noticing any changes or shifts in the back body, maybe in the breath. And just a couple more rounds of breath here. So we've had a back bend. We're going to move into more of a forward folding shape now, also a counter pose for bridge. So we can just slowly bring the knees into the chest, and you can either hug round the shins, holding onto the shin bones, or you can bring the elbows to the sides of the knees and interlace or hold onto the hands. Or if it's more comfortable on the knees, you can hold behind the back of the knees. And you can also grab a blanket and bring a blanket over you and pull the blanket down over the shins. So we've got a couple options. We're going to stay here for about 1.5 minutes. Just find whichever shape feels good. We want to get a nice compression into the abdomen, compression through the hips. And then this time we're allowing the breath to move into the belly. So any forward folds are extremely grounding for the body. It allows us to really move the breath down into the lower lobes of the lungs. So we want to allow the breath to keep that expansion, feel a nice massage through the digestive organs. And that sense of groundedness lets us charge our bodies through that sense of dropping down into the earth, dropping our energies back down into gravity. It allows us to come out of the mind, come out of maybe overthinking, overworking, starts to let the nervous system drop down. Whereas a back bend, which we just moved from, is more of an acceleration. We find that opening, that expansion, more heart breathing, more of an enlivening pose. So just notice the difference in the sensations. I'm just here for about 30 seconds more. Try to relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, relax the eyebrows. Just taking the last 2 rounds of breath. Nice. From here, we're going to move into a recline twist. So you can keep the knees close in towards the body. We're going to take the arms out to the side. If it's nice to add a little bit of extra prop, you might want to take a cushion and bring it in between the knees. Or if you get to the side, you might want to use a bolster or a thicker pillow. You can use that as well. So we're just taking the knees over to the left side. So just letting yourself roll onto the left side pelvis, and then add in any props that you might want. Or you can just take your left hand to rest on the side of the right thigh. And then increasing the stretch, we can look over to the right hand, bringing the stretch up into the neck. And just start to close down again through the eyes. And again, bringing the breath into the abdomen. So allowing the breath to really compress and help twist and bring out the organs, bring out the spine. And it's bringing all of that energy back down again into the navel point. When we start to really cultivate attention and awareness into the navel point, we're drawing all of our attention into our center of power, our center of willpower, determination, of physical energy and vitality. So the more we can be pranically aware, so bringing the prana, the life force, into this center of the body, the more we can start to cultivate these energies of power and strength, courage in our decisions, trust in ourselves. And it helps us to really build that life force energy within us. And twist's a really lovely way of balancing the energies as we move side to side. Help to bring the nervous system out in the spine. And it just allows us to find that equilibrium. Try to find again as much as you can a sensation of resting and surrendering into the shape. Let go of any holding through the muscles, through the mind. Take any sighs, yawns that you might need to. It's coming for our last minute on this side. Taking just 2 more breath cycles here. And then if we use any props in between the legs, just moving that to the side. You can slowly turn the head back to center, and on an inhale, come back to center through the legs. Just realign. You might want to bring the feet to the floor or hug the knees to the chest. And then we can go over to the right side. So just taking the arms out again to the side and bringing the knees into the chest. And on an exhale, letting yourself roll over to the right side. Again, using any props that you might need through the legs. And then you can place your right hand this time on the left thigh if that feels nice. And look over to the left shoulder. Coming up to halfway through, just seeing if you can allow yourself to relax, to drop. And keep turning your awareness inward. Just noticing what's arising or what's in the mind, in the body. Just keep coming back to your breath. Bringing awareness back to the navel point, back to the breath. Just paying attention to the center of the body and cultivating a nice deep belly breath. Just here for the last 3 rounds of breath. Your next inhale, you can turn the head back to center, moving any props out to the side, and then you can slowly let yourself roll onto your back. Just bring your feet to the floor, knees bent, come into semi-supine again and receive the shape. Experience the balancing effect. Noticing the body and the mind moving more into harmony. And then on your next inhale, you can just roll to whichever side feels comfortable. Take a moment to pause. And then on your next inhale, press yourself up to all fours. I'm going to come into child's pose from here, so we can sit back towards the heels. And it might be nice to have just a little bit of a gap in between your knees. We're going to work in a regular child's pose, and we'll move to lateral, side to side. So just for this one, we can move props out to the side and come forward with the hands. Allow a nice spaciousness through the armpit, through the side body, and then if it feels comfortable, you can rest your forehead to the floor, or if you'd like to keep your neck a little bit more long, you can rest your forehead to a brick. Whichever feels most comfortable, allow yourself to come into the shape, making any adjustments, and then finding that still point. Allow your breath to stay full in the belly. As we work to belly breathe, we're strengthening the diaphragm as it compresses against the thighs. We're working more power again into the solar plexus, into the navel point. We're just taking 2 more breath cycles here in Child's. And on your next inhale, just lifting up, and we're going to walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, starting to stretch out the left side body. You might even want to lift up and then place the belly onto the right thigh to get a bit more of a stretch. And then if you can, bring the head towards the floor or to the floor. Let your breath now flood into the whole left side of your body, the left side ribs, left side waist. And just keeping a nice full breath, the breath will naturally go into that space. Taking 3 more rounds of breath here. Finishing the round of breath that you're on, and on your next inhale, slowly start to walk yourself back to center, and then we can turn the hands to the left side of the mat, maybe lifting up the belly and placing it back down onto the left thigh, keeping the arms parallel, and then you can let your head come down to the left side of your mat. Resting the sit bones back to the heels and stretching in the right side body now. Just keep bringing your focus back to your breath, nice deep belly breathing, allowing yourself to rest in the stillness, rest in the silence, and just become the observer, the watcher, noticing the fluctuations of the mind, the physical sensations in the body, the emotions. Just here for another 30 seconds. Taking your last round of breath here. And then your next inhale, slowly bringing yourself back to center. We're going to walk the hands back towards us, coming into hero pose. You can bring the knees together and sit back to the heels. Just closing down through the eyes, allow yourself to experience the posture. Let yourself come back into center. Letting the nervous system come back into balance and regulate. That's okay. So from here, we're going to move into a legs up position. So you can either work with legs up the wall. If you bring yourself over to a wall space and then you want to sit down as close as you can to the wall and then lean back, and then you're going to swing your legs round and bring your legs up. And you might want to have a blanket just rolled up so it's a little bit of a ledge to rest your pelvis onto. Or you can work with a bolster or a couple of pillows underneath your sacrum again and just taking the legs up. Or quite a nice one, which is called Viparita Karani. It's slightly higher up. We can use the bricks again if you have bricks, or a set of books, nice hard books you want. You can use this on this height, so it's the high setting. And I'll show you how to get into that one. We're going to be there for 5 minutes, so just choose one that you'll feel most comfortable in. So if we come down onto semi-supine again, just tuck the chin to the chest, lengthen the neck, and then try to let the shoulders slide down the back. I want to bring the bricks just either side, push into the feet, lift the hips up. I like to come up onto the tiptoes, so I've got a little bit more space, and then bring the bricks under the sacrum. So when I get here, I just shuffle around so the pelvis feels nice and supported, the sacrum's completely flat onto the bricks, and then you can just take the legs straight up. This one's really nice because you feel completely supported. If not, the bolster is perfect, then it's a little bit less intense. You can always work on a slightly lower brick if that's more comfortable, but the higher up we can get the hips, the more blood flow we get down to the heart. So just finding whichever position feels good, then we pause here. Make sure the neck's nice and long, and you can close down through the eyes again. Arms can go wherever feels most comfortable. So it's a really, really beneficial pose to do for all types of bodies, minds. It just allows the body to regulate. It helps to bring all of the blood flow back down to the heart. So the heart gets a nice rest. And it just allows a bit of support to the heart space, to the circulatory system. And it preps us also for bed, helps to regulate blood pressure. It gives the kidneys a flush through. And if possible, integrating a legs up position, so legs up the wall or more Viparita Karani, which I'm practicing here, is so beneficial. It helps to really give us a good night's sleep as well, preps us to move in towards more meditative states. So just feel that downward energy from the feet to the head. And allow yourself to feel the back is melting and spreading into the floor. And finding as much rest through the mind, relaxation through the muscles. And coming back again to a nice deep breath. Maybe you might feel a little bit more in the chest in this one. Just noticing how this inversion brings a much more calm and quiet, internalized mind. Brings us way more into that meditative and calm space, much more easily than some of the other postures that we practice. Allow your breath to feel smooth and effortless. We're just here for one more minute. Just taking your last 2 rounds of breath here. And then if you've used the blocks, again, come out the same way that you went in. Come through bridge, bring your feet to the floor, Move the bricks to the side and then slowly roll yourself down. If you're on a bolster, you can either bring your knees into the chest and wiggle the bolster down, or you can slowly come through bridge as we have. And if you've come to a wall space, just let yourself roll to the side, bringing the knees into the chest, and then you can roll down the wall and roll onto your side. Just take a moment to pause either on your side or into semi-supine, or you can come into a Shavasana just for a moment, taking the legs out long. Let your body come into equilibrium again. If you took yourself to the wall, just coming back to your mat, we're going to roll over onto our belly. So you can just come over onto your side and then keep rolling all the way over to come onto your front. We're taking a Sphinx pose from here. So you can either work with your hands in prayer, or you can have your hands and forearms flat. If it feels more comfortable to rest your head into your hands, you can work from here. Or if that's a little bit too intense, you can also just cross the arms and take elbows a little bit further away from you. You can always rest your forehead down. So working wherever feels good for you in this shape, just taking a couple of minutes here. Maybe it might feel nice to create a little bit more space in the lower back by taking the feet towards the edges of your mat rather than having them parallel. And again, close down through the eyes, just taking your attention back inward. So as we're doing a belly down back bend, this is a really grounding and soothing for the mind. Again, brings the breath a little bit higher up into the chest, but we can also get a nice massage through the organs, through the diaphragm, where the belly's compressed to the floor. So just keep the breath full. Feel that soothing effect of being connected into the earth. And unlike the belly up back bends, a belly down back bend just allows the mind to stay a bit more centered and not so spun out, which we can sometimes find in wheel pose and things like that. Try to release any gripping and holding through the muscles. Keeping the back of the neck nice and long, the spine is extending out. Trying to find as much space as we can here. Keeping that sense of spaciousness through the chest, the spine. We're just here for another 5 rounds of breath. Nice. From here we can slowly move the arms to the side, bring the hands just in line with the chest, letting the forehead come down to the floor, and then we can stretch the arms back, either resting one cheek to the side or forehead down. If you turn your head to one side, just look into the opposite direction. And then bringing the hands beside the chest, pushing into the hands and the knees, come up through all fours, and we can slowly make our way into a child's pose, just a quick rebound, stretching back. If it feels nice, you can rest the arms out ahead or bring the hands down beside your hips. Taking a few breaths here in Charles. On your next inhale, taking your hands, gently pressing yourself back up. And then we can spin the legs round to the side. Coming into butterfly from here. So we can either use no props, maybe bring the feet closer in, slightly deeper stretch in the groin, or we can work with cushions underneath the knees or a bolster or pillow underneath the knees. We're just working to compress the abdomen again, so we're getting that nice forward fold, that downward movement of energy, helping us to really come into that nice still point for meditation. So just find whichever position feels good for you. Take a moment, maybe moving the flesh out of the sit bones. Find as much length in the spine as you can, so maybe bringing the hands and lifting up here, or you can bring the hands onto the knees and lift up. Take a nice deep inhale to the belly. And then as you exhale, you can reach your hands forward, hold on to either the feet or the shins, and let yourself curve forward. So we want to try to keep the spine long, the back of the neck long, so the chin's just gently tuck into the chest. And we're hinging from the hips. So take another inhale, lengthen the spine, lift up slightly. And as you exhale, come a little bit deeper into the fold. Keep the spine long. And just pausing wherever you feel the back start to round. Keeping the breath nice and full into the belly. Tailbones gently tucking under. And the crown is pulling away from the tailbone, getting a lovely extension through the spine. Try to keep the heart space as open as you can. Just here for one more minute. If it feels good for you to round the spine, you can then let your head drop towards the feet. Or if it feels good to keep extending, just keeping the spine long as you are. Keeping the breath full into the belly. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing the hips. And feeling yourself sinking down into a deeper surrender. Taking the last 2 breath cycles here. And on your next inhale, you can start to straighten through the arms, push away from the feet, allowing yourself to gently come up. You can move any props out to the side and hug the knees into the chest. Then we can take the hands back just behind us, lean back a little bit into the hands, walk your feet a little bit further away from you and take them about as wide as your mat, and then just take some sways side to side through the feet, through the hips. And coming into stillness. We're going to make our way into Shavasana from here. So just make sure you're as comfortable as you can be. Set yourself up with maybe a blanket underneath you if the floor's a little bit chilly. You might want to move Move anything around you out so you've got a nice big bit of space around you. Make sure that you've maybe even turned the light off or get an eye pillow. Let yourself really come inward. So as much light, as much distraction around you, you can turn off. So we're going to be doing about a half hour, 40-minute, probably about 35-minute yoga Nidra. And it's a really lovely way to set an intention for yourself. So just taking time to reflect on things and to allow yourself to come into a space of awareness, then you can start to transition into where you want to go moving forward. So I will say to you to set a sankalpa or an intention, and it's just a very short positive statement, something that you feel that you've already embodied now. So we want to tell ourselves that we've already felt it, we've already created it. And then when we start to move through the Yoga Nidra, we use that momentum of already having created it to go into the subconscious mind, and then that's how we transition forward into the energy of having created it. So you don't have to think of anything right now. I will guide you towards it, but if there is something that you'd like to focus or put your intention into, just a short positive statement. So just make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be, that you've got nice blankets around you, you've got as much warmth on you in terms of jumpers, anything like that. Maybe a pillow under the head. And we can come into a comfortable lie-in position. So once you're into the position that feels most comfortable, just allow yourself to take a few nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, just gently closing down through the eyes. And allow your body to take up as much space as you need to. So stretch out the arms, the legs, the spine. Really feel yourself grounded. And again, take a few rounds of breath down into the belly. And exhale fully through the mouth. And with every inhale, find more expansion into the body. Every exhale, allowing the ground and gravity to hold more of you, surrendering more fully into the support of the earth. Take a moment to tune into your body, and physically taking note of how your body feels. Any differences on each side of the body? Any sensations, messages, or signals you're receiving? Get comfortable. Just shift and move a little to let your body settle deeper into the ground. And then finding stillness. Be comforted that at this time everything is okay. Nothing else matters right now. Everything is okay. Nowhere to go and nothing to do. Here to simply feel your body and to listen. So during Yoga Nidra, you're guided to notice and feel different physical sensations, the breath, emotions, thoughts, and feelings of well-being or joy, and to experience yourself as the witness of all of these comings and goings. Do not worry or become agitated if you do not hear or keep in flow with everything I say. It's natural to flow in and out of consciousness hearing. The deepest part of you, the core self, is always listening. So whatever you experience today, this practice will still work, and there's no way to do this wrong. Just simply listen without trying too hard. Welcome every experience as a messenger that's inviting you to explore sensations, emotions, thoughts, without trying to change, fix, or make anything happen. And as you welcome whatever is arising, your body and mind are learning to remain at ease. So while you discover this place within that is always at ease and peaceful, you start to experience yourself to be unchanging well-being, witnessing presence that welcomes everything. Now feel your body settling completely into stillness. You're in a safe environment, protected, held space. We're coming into stillness now and remaining still for deep rest, deep nourishment. Feel your natural breath. The breath flows unrestricted. Allow your bones to become heavy. Feel your bones heavy and sinking into the earth. Release bones heavy and sinking. Bring attention to your senses. Notice the taste in your mouth, the sounds around you, any smells. Images or colours behind your eyelids. The touch of the air on your skin. Your senses open and alive. Go deep inside now. How would you like to feel after today's practice? Go deep inside to notice your heart's deepest longing. What does your heart desire? Create a sankalpa, that's the intention or affirmation, based on your heart's longings. A positive statement in the present tense as though it's already happening. For example, I flow through life with ease and peace. I am relaxed. Come up with your own intention and state it 3 times silently as though it's already happening. Concentrate on the physical body. Concentrate on the physical body. Concentrate on your physical being as a whole. Be aware of the existence of the physical body. Become aware of the existence of your physical body. Develop awareness of the whole body from top to toe. Develop awareness of your whole physical body from top to toe. Your whole body, your whole body, your whole body should be the object of your awareness. You are aware of your whole body, the physical being from top to toe, not merely awareness of arms or legs or trunk or chest or head, but awareness of the whole body. Awareness of the body as a whole, complete and constant awareness of the whole body. Saying mentally to yourself, I am aware and going to practice Yoga Nidra. I am aware I am going to practice Yoga Nidra. Go on thinking like this and be sure you're aware that you're going to practice Yoga Nidra. And this should be the form of your awareness now. Rotate your consciousness through the different centers of the body as quickly as possible, and the awareness has to jump from point to point. Please repeat mentally the name of each part after me and simultaneously become aware of that part. Don't need to move or anything, just allow yourself to become aware of the body part. And the practice begins on the right hand. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, groin, right thigh, knee, shin, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, groin, left thigh, knee, shin, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, right buttock, left buttock, the spine, the entire spine, the whole of the back together, top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, tongue, roof of the mouth, inside of the right cheek, inside of the left cheek, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, navel, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, the whole front side of the body, whole right leg, whole left leg, both legs together, whole right arm, whole left arm, both arms together, whole of the back, whole of the front, whole of the head, together, legs, arms, back, front, head, together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together, the whole of the body together. Develop awareness of the whole body and become aware of the space occupied by the body. Become aware of the body and this space that is occupied by your body. Body and space. Become aware of the whole body and the floor. The whole body in relation to the floor. And at the same time, become aware of the meeting points of the body and the floor. These very subtle physical points between the body and the floor. Feel the meeting points between the back of your head and the floor, shoulder blades and the floor, the elbows and the floor, the back of the hands and the floor, the buttocks and the floor, the calves and the floor, the heels and the floor. Awareness of all the meeting points between the body and the floor. The sensation of all points simultaneously, evenly. Go on feeling these points clearly and distinctly. Please do not sleep. Continue. Switch your attention to the eyelids. Feel the narrow line of meeting between the upper and lower eyelids. And feel the sharp points where they meet. Intensify your awareness between the eyelids. And then the lips. Center your attention on the line between the lips, the space between the lips. Draw your awareness to the natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Feel the breath moving along the passage between the navel and the throat. On inhalation, it rises to the navel, to the throat. On exhalation, it descends from the throat down to the navel. The body breathing naturally and rhythmically. In breath, abdomen rising. Out breath, abdomen releasing. No need to change anything, the body is breathing itself. Do not try to force the breath, just awareness. Maintain your awareness and at the same time, start counting your breaths backwards as follows. I am breathing in 54. I am breathing out 54. I am breathing in 53. I am breathing out 53. I am breathing in 52. I am breathing out 52. And so on, all the way down to 1. Count to yourself mentally as you follow the rise and fall of your breath from navel to throat and back again. Total awareness of breathing and counting. The breath is slow and relaxed. Please continue counting. Be aware of all that's now present in your awareness. Feeling yourself as the one who's aware of everything that's now present. Sensing what's present. And experiencing yourself dissolving into being the field of awareness in which everything is arising. Awaken the feeling of heaviness in the body. The feeling of heaviness. Become aware of heaviness in every single part of the body. You are feeling so heavy that you are sinking into the floor. Awareness of heaviness. Awareness of heaviness. Awaken the feeling of lightness. Awaken the feeling of lightness. A sensation of lightness and weightlessness in all parts of the body. Your body feels so light that it seems to be floating away from the floor. Awareness of lightness. The experience of cold. Awaken the experience of bitter cold in the body. Imagine you are walking on a cold floor in winter. Your feet are very cold and you feel cold all over. Awareness of coldness. Awareness of coldness. Awaken the sensation of heat. Awaken the experience of heat. The whole body is hot. The whole body is hot. You feel hot all over. Recollect the feeling of heat in summer when you're out in the sun with no shade. Heat all over the body. Heat all around the body. Awareness of heat. The experience of pain. Concentrate and try to remember the experience of pain. Any pain you have experienced in your life, mental or physical, recollect the feeling of pain. Recollect the feeling of pleasure. Any kind of pleasure, physical or mental. Recollect this feeling and relive it, make it vivid. Awaken the feeling of pleasure. Check that you are awake. Make sure that you're not sleeping and say to yourself, I am awake. Withdraw your mind and concentrate on the space in front of your closed eyes, the space in your mind screen. Imagine before you a transparent screen through which you can see infinite space. A space that extends as far as the eyes can see. Concentrate on this dark space and become aware of any phenomena that manifests within it, whether you see it is the manifesting state of your mind. Continue your awareness of this space, but do not become involved. Practice detached awareness only. Imagine yourself in a park in the early morning. The sun has not risen and the park is deserted except for yourself. It is a beautiful park, calm and peaceful. Walk across the springy grass and listen to the birds whistle and call as they welcome in the new day. There are gardens of flowers, roses, yellow, pink, red, purple. Smell their fragrance and see the early morning dewdrops on their petals. Nearby, the rose garden is a fish pond. Goldfish swim in and out among the water lilies. See their graceful movements. You walk between trees, beautiful trees, bare trees and trees with leaves, wide spreading trees and tall stately trees. There is a clearing between the trees, and in the clearing is a small temple with an aura of light around it. go to the door. As you open it, you see it is cool and dim inside. Inside on the walls there are pictures of great saints. And you sit down on the floor, close your eyes and become still. A sense of deep protection, peace and harmony envelops you as the sounds outside fade into the distance. Continue your awareness of meditation inside the temple and stay there for some time until peace and harmony, protection pervades entirely. Bring your awareness back to your mind's eye. Bring your awareness to the dark space you see in front of your closed eyes. Actually, this space can also be visualized in front of the forehead. So if you want to explore it a little, you can shift your gaze slightly upwards, but do not strain. Watch the darkness that you see before you very carefully with detachment. Do not become involved. Rest in your mind in this warm and friendly darkness. Maybe colors or patterns arise. Simply take note of these and continue with your awareness. If thoughts occur, let them come and go, but continue watching the dark space. Continue with this detached awareness. Now remember your intention, your sankalpa, and repeat the same resolve or intention you made at the beginning of the practice in the same words and with the same attitude. Repeat your resolve 3 times clearly with feeling and emphasis, recalling your heartfelt desire as a resonance of sensation in your entire body, and experience it as an accomplished fact in this moment. Become aware of your breathing. Become aware of your natural breathing. Awareness of breathing and awareness of relaxation. Develop awareness of your physical existence. Become aware of your arms and legs and your body lying stretched out on the floor. Become aware of the meeting points between your body and the floor. Develop awareness of the room, the walls, the ceiling, noises in the room and noises outside. Take your mind out, become completely external. Lie quietly for a few moments and keep your eyes closed. And then when you're ready, begin moving your body, your fingers, your toes, your head side to side, stretching. Please take your time. Do not hurry at all. And when you are sure that you are wide awake, you can roll to whichever side. Take a moment to pause, and then you can sit up slowly. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Hari Om Tat Sat.